Today, in this video, I'm going to show you 5 different ways that you can make money as an artist. Firstly, I want to talk about physical products. Now, physical products is what you usually would think about when you come to selling your art. Something that has helped me massively is print on demand. So if you look on my Linktree store, you'll be able to see my link, second link down it is, where it's has all my print on demand stuff. So people can buy canvases of my artwork, stickers of my artwork, t-shirts of my artwork, and I don't have to hold any of the inventory. So people can go on my social media, they can see my artwork, if they like it, they click on the link, and there's a whole lot of products that I haven't got to pay for up front that people can go and buy. I love to use Teespring, so I highly recommend you checking Teespring out. Teespring is a great all-rounder for selling print-on-demand products. They allow you to sort of make your own brand within their website. So you'll be able to stylize it and make it look exactly how you want. You can even have your own domain if you want, so you can have it so there's no Teespring. Mine still says my art name and then Spring, but I will be getting a domain at some point. When it comes to selling physical products, obviously you're going to create your original work. Now, that's great, but time, when it goes into creating an original work, can you really produce that quickly? I mean, for me, my work takes a very long time. I spend anywhere from 30 to 100 hours on a piece. If I was to sell that each time, I don't think I won't get anywhere. And the beautiful thing about print on demand is there's no upfront cost. So you can create your artwork, upload it to your print on demand website of choice. There's a few different ones out there, which I'll go into later. But the one that's my main source is Teespring. And like I said, Teespring allows you to brand it in your sort of style. If you have a look at mine, you can see I've got my logo, and it looks very much tailored to me as an artist, and it fits my brand. Doing prints and specifically print on demand is brilliant because it allows you can then create specific things for your print on demand site that you couldn't usually do. You can take risks as well with your artwork. You can try something out. If it doesn't work, you haven't lost any input. It's not costed you anything, so you've not lost out. So it's a great opportunity if you're just starting out to try and sell your artwork. You can test the waters to see what works. Also, you can reduce the cost. So if someone likes your artwork but they don't want to pay the premium price of buying an original, then they can go on your print on demand store and buy a print from there. Another great reason for doing this is it creates a separation and a more value aspect to your originals. When you have all these other prints and stuff, it brings more influence to the original work because there's only one of them, and it's the original one. So I definitely think having that contrast between having your print store and say like stickers and clothing, and then your original store. So the way I've done it with my setup, you go to my Linktree, and I have Big Cartel where I sell my originals and like premium things that I won't make ever again. And then I have my Teespring store where I have all my print on demand stuff. Another great thing with Big Cartel is to set up a website with Big Cartel is it's completely free. The only thing is you can only list, I think it's 3 items on there. So what I'll do is I'll just do 3 original items at a time, and then recycle, put something new up. But I like doing it that way because I can then create unique things for my print on demand store, and then every now and then something will pop up from my original store. And also with Big Cartels, it's free. Like I said, you can't go wrong with free. I like that. With Big Cartel, you can set up a payment where you can have all the other features, but I'm trying to reduce my expenditure as much as possible. So when it comes to selling my originals and selling my print-on-demand prints, it costs me nothing to start up. So I highly recommend doing that. I've gone down the route of spending money on buying prints and stuff and here and there, and it's a risk. Where doing it this way, you have no risk at all. So you have that peace of mind. Talking more on prints, you could do a different style of print. So you could do like a premium limited run print where you could have it nicely done, where you have some really nice quality prints that you only have 50 of, and distribute that out to your social media, and yeah, once they're gone, they're gone. So it's kind of like using the strategy of selling one original, where it's more valuable because there's only one of them. But with the limited run prints, you can have more, so you bring your income up. Another thing to note with print-on-demand products is using a platform like TeePublic. So that's another good one. And Etsy. I've had good success with both Etsy and TeePublic. TeePublic is very specific artists on there. TeePublic is very similar to Redbubble, if you've heard of Redbubble, but my experience, I found a lot more success with TeePublic than Redbubble. Also, another great thing about TeePublic is the uploading process of getting your artwork onto TeePublic. It's like that, so much quicker than Redbubble. Redbubble, there's a lot more to do and it takes a lot longer to get up each listing. So when you're making a habit of trying to get a listing up on TeePublic, it's a hell of a lot easier than Redbubble and Etsy. Etsy's huge. I mean, the revenue in 2023 alone was 1.2 billion. And the total number of buyers on Etsy in 2023 was 96 million. So there's definitely an opportunity to get your work out there on Etsy. The beautiful thing about Etsy is you have organic reach. You don't have to pay for ads. You can pay for ads if you want, but you don't have to. You get some good reach. You just have to make sure your SEO is correct, and you've got good tags and some good product images of what you're selling. So what I do with Etsy is I use a site called Gelato, and I do t-shirts, prints very similar to my Teespring store, and I upload my work onto Gelato, and then I connect my Gelato account with my Etsy account, and then I just click publish on my Gelato, and it sends it over to the draft section of my Etsy, and then I fill it all out on the Etsy side of things, and then publish. And it's dead easy. When someone buys something on my Etsy store, Gelato know that, they ship and send everything out, and I just gain the profit margin. But I always try and go for around 50% just to keep things up, because obviously Etsy has big fees, and people do complain about Etsy fees, but the reason Etsy's fees are so high, in my opinion, is because you're getting free traffic. If you think how much you'd have to spend on advertising to have your work or whatever you're selling in front of that many people, you spend quite a bit. So the fact that it's free organic traffic, fees they're not really a problem to me. Just make sure that you price your profit margin high enough. Another thing we'll be thinking about physical products is it doesn't have to end at prints and t-shirts. There's all sorts of things. If you look at some of these print-on-demand websites now, we have a whole host of products. We have bags, keychains, shoes, wallpaper, and some things on another print-on-demand site, Printify, has like car mats and car accessories. The list is endless. These things go on. Another great thing is you've got ornaments. I know like Gelato has some ornaments. Printful, another print-on-demand provider, they have ornaments. So when it comes to Christmas time, you take your art skills, make some cool ornaments for Christmas time, and voila, you've got some products up there with little to no cost. I think what I'm trying to get at with physical products is it's not what you would usually think. People always think, oh, I'll paint a drawing and I'll sell it. But this day and age, it's not like that anymore. With print on demand, we have unlimited products to sell. So definitely take advantage of that. Have a look in the description of all the different links that I've put to different print on demand providers, and do some research, have a look at what products, think about what your art style is and what it could fit into, whether it would fit into ornaments or t-shirts or wallpaper. Have a look. A lot of these ideas that I'm going to give to you are going to be things that I wish I knew when I was starting out, because I spent a lot of time investing money into things when I didn't know about any of this print-on-demand stuff with physical products. And I hope that this helps you guys at least start researching what products you can do and not make the mistakes that I made, which was investing money into things that might not sell. The great thing about doing it this way is you can test the water, and even if you don't sell things, you have to just remember you're researching, you're finding out whether things are going to sell, and it's free. It costs nothing. So it's 100% worth your time. Okay, next we have digital products. So digital products are, and similar to the print on demand way of thinking, is that you make one thing and you can sell it for multiple times. First things first, we have printables. So you can do things like colouring books, or you can do artwork that people can print out themselves, and you think that's crazy, but you have a look on Etsy, some of the stores out there are all just printable products. It's just artwork as a digital file that people print out themselves. And I've seen stores that have hundreds of thousands of sales just selling digital products. Another good digital product is things like Notion templates. Another great digital one would be ebooks. You can design an ebook. Things like fonts, you can create your own fonts to upload for people to use. If you use Procreate, you can create your own brushes and sell those as brush packs. So people practice tattoos, so people make the needle size as a Procreate brush, and then they sell that on Etsy and that people can buy. Like I said, it's a digital product, so once it's made, you can sell it over and over and over again. And if you have a look on Etsy, do some research yourself, you can see the different prices. You'd be surprised what people are charging for just some brushes that they've made. As well as Etsy, there's Creative Market, where you can upload things like this. It's a search engine based marketplace. If you have your stuff out there, you could have little illustrations, you could have vector art that you've made. Similar to Etsy, you don't need to have a crazy marketing strategy to get your work seen, because you've got that organic traffic. It's all search based. So highly recommend checking that out. Okay, next we have social media. Whether you love it or hate it, it's a great tool to use as an artist. You think not that long ago, if you were an artist in the 1970s, what options did you have to try and get your art in front of people? I mean, it's crazy now. So to not take advantage of social media would be a silly thing. I think using it as a tool is a great thing to do. And the thing with social media now is it's very different to how it used to be, where you used to gain a following and then you would distribute your work to that following. Nowadays, with TikTok, Instagram Reels, you can put up one video, and that one video, if it gets the interest, could get hundreds of thousands and millions of views. So although when you're starting out, you can be discouraged sometimes. You might get a video that only gets like 100 views. You never know, that next video you put out could get 1 million views. So it's always worth putting yourself out there on social media. Another social media platform, of course, you're watching it right now, is on YouTube. I mean, YouTube is a great opportunity for anyone who's creative. I think the best thing to think about YouTube is in a way of, you might think you're not experienced in your field, but there's always going to be someone below you. There's always going to be someone above you, but there's always going to be someone that can learn from you. So you might be really skilled in a certain area where you can share your knowledge on that, and you'll be surprised. You might think, oh, well, what I know isn't that good, it's not that important, but there's always someone that wants to learn, that can learn from what you know. So don't hold yourself back from putting things out on YouTube or any social media. The great thing about YouTube is these videos are out there for the world to see for an infinite amount of time. So me personally, I'm not monetized yet, but if I was monetized in the future, then a video that I made 5 years ago could be still making me money in the future. So each piece of content that you make is 100% worthwhile. So I think the best strategy to have with YouTube is just to keep creating content, and as you go, you'll make better videos, and your first ones aren't going to be great. Have a look at some of my old videos, they're terrible, and I'm sure in 5 years from now I'll look back at this video and think, God, that was pretty bad. But also, you'd be surprised, like I was saying before, you don't know what people might be looking for. I mean, one of the videos I put up a couple of weeks ago, it's nearly on 8,000 views at the time of recording, and it was just a quick, simple video of me showing people how to get Blender on your iPad, and something like that I took for granted, people obviously were looking for. Very surprised what small things might actually do well. So I think that's what it is. It's thinking about what you've learned in your journey of creating art, or whatever you do, whether it's digital art, painting, and think, what's made a change in your art, and what can you share with other people? All this stuff that I'm talking to you about now, I obviously take that for granted, but there's a lot of people that might want to know about that. You know, the steps that I took, the providers that I use, and the sort of ecosystem I've made around my artwork, that, you know, I've found over a long period of time and don't really appreciate. So for me to be able to tell you guys and show you is a great opportunity. And sometimes it just takes that way of thinking. just to take yourself a step back a bit and have a look at what you've done in your journey. I'm sure there's a lot of value that you can share, whether you think it's valuable or not. You'll be surprised. The great thing about YouTube, obviously, is you get to put your stuff out there for free, which is marketing. But also, as you grow and are following, once you have over 1,000 subscribers and I think it's 3,000 watch hours, you can then earn money from AdSense. So that's a great opportunity. I mean, you're marketing your work for free, and you have the opportunity to make money off the marketing. It's great. It's just, you can't dismiss that. So I highly recommend, if you haven't started uploading videos on YouTube and just slowly getting better here and there, definitely make the start. You'll definitely thank yourself. Look at it in like a multi-year plan. So in 5 years' time, you could have a successful YouTube channel if you stick at it. Another great opportunity, which something that I don't have the luxury yet, but maybe one day, is sponsors. So if you create content in your niche, you might have sponsors. Say, for example, I'm promoting selling your art online. Squarespace could approach me and say, would you, we'll sponsor you if you talk about Squarespace. There you go, that's a great opportunity down the road. So I think in terms of value that you get from putting out, YouTube is definitely number one. Another great one to talk about, which you can use on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, is affiliate marketing. So if you set up your affiliate program with Amazon, you can then leave the link. If you look in my description, you'll see. So you can have like what the gear that you use. So as an artist, you use a lot of things. You're going to be using your iPad. You're going to be using your pens, your brushes, your pencils. If you're using a graphics tablet, well, you can link all that, from your Amazon associates. So how it looks is you'll see an Amazon product that you bought. You can click on the top right on your phone and you better copy that link, and you can just share it in your YouTube description or your TikTok bio, and people can click on that link, and if they purchase the item or they purchase any item on Amazon, you'll get a commission. Obviously that takes time to come in, but I've been surprised. I mean, some of my videos, they don't get that many views, but I've had a look at my affiliate links and people clicking and stuff, and it's surprising, because I've just sort of left it there, not really checked it, and yeah, quite a few people have clicked on, which I didn't think would happen. I thought affiliate marketing would be more successful for people with like much bigger audience, so I was surprised to see from a small channel like mine that I was getting clicks. Obviously, social media isn't completely necessary to make money as an artist, but it is a tool that's worth looking into. It's something that, in my mind, it's a no-brainer. It's free. Didn't cost me anything to upload this video to you guys. I'm sure if you've never seen me before, you'll probably click on my channel and have a look at my artwork, and if you like it, then it's worked out quite well for me. I've had someone who appreciate my artwork. Yeah, just look at social media as a tool. Don't look at the views you get or anything like that. And this tool, social media, is free for me to put out. So a couple hundred views, a couple thousand views is more than you'd get if you hadn't posted. So it's free. So another great one is Patreon, which I don't actually use myself, but I've seen a lot of creative people using it. I think Patreon looks quite unique as well, because there's not many other platforms that are like it. What Patreon is at its core is like a membership platform. So people pay and subscribe to you, and you can then distribute information to the people that have subscribed to you. For me personally, I don't feel like my skills would be beneficial in a Patreon account, but I don't know. I mean, I do my dot work style, but I've got plenty of tutorials on that on my channel already. I think maybe if I was to get more advanced in 3D art, maybe I could do a Patreon on that, potentially. I think it's definitely something that I will look into in the future, and I thought it'd be worth sharing with you. Another example with Patreon as well is if you have a YouTube channel, you can do early access to YouTube videos if you wanted to. So I think Patreon is a great source of income for people that are advancing higher in their income streams as a creative or as an artist. The biggest focus with Patreon is about adding value. I think that's what you want to think about. Like, I think a great person for Patreon would be if, say, you're an art teacher. If you're an art teacher, then I think Patreon is perfect for you, because you have experience of teaching people art. Another more traditional route is art fairs and conventions. These are things that you shouldn't dismiss. And obviously galleries and exhibitions. So if you're the kind of artist that loves just creating physical items, like painting after painting, if that's something that you love to do, then something like an art fair or convention is a great opportunity. I think depending on where you live, if you look in your local area, you're going to have some sort of fair going on, or something like that will be going on in your area that you can contact and set up a little stall and you can sell your physical artwork. I had an art exhibition in a gallery local to me, set up by a great bunch of people. This gallery, I had my first opportunity to display artwork to people in a physical way, in a gallery setting. So I took the opportunity to make some new artwork for the gallery opening. And I had these huge canvases, but they were digital artwork, printed. You might be a digital artist, you might draw on Procreate, you might think, how can I sell my artwork in that fashion? But it's definitely not something you cannot do. But that was a great experience, showing my artwork to people in person. I've very much used to showing my artwork on social media, so being able to do it in person in a gallery setting was fantastic. And for you guys, I recommend, once you get your art to a level that you think would be great, get your artwork into some big form. Big is good for galleries. You want nice big artwork. It's rare that you'll see in galleries small pieces of art. So you want to create your artwork that you'd be happy to show in a gallery, get some good photos of it, send out emails to galleries near you, and just see what lands. I definitely think galleries are still a great option for artists to look into, as of course there's these big galleries, but also there's a lot of small independent galleries that are worth approaching. If you're local to that small independent gallery, 100% get some photos of it, or even go around there and bring your artwork and show them your artwork and see what they think. You never know what just trying something can lead you to. If by some chance you're local to North Wales, then I recommend checking out Ink Gallery. Ink Gallery is the gallery that I shared my artwork with, and they were fantastic with marketing my work. And if you're local, check out Ink Gallery. Another good source of income is art commissions. Someone comes to you with an idea and you create that idea for them. A recent example of this is a band contacted me directly on Instagram. They'd obviously seen my work and liked it, and they asked me to create some album art for them for their new album that's coming out. This is a great example of pushing your work out on social media can lead to other sources of income like commissions. Another great way that I've had a lot of success with in the past is DMing people. So there could be a band that might fit the niche of your art, or a clothing brand that fits the niche of your art. You could reach out to them on Instagram directly, send them a little message saying, this is the artwork that I create, send them some examples. Do you need any designers or artists involved with what you're doing? And you never know. I've had quite a few responses where it's worked out well. I've had many more where they've said no thanks, but you never know what might stick. So I think once you've got a great portfolio on your social media of your artwork, then it's time to start reaching out to people, reaching out to different brands here and there, and seeing what sticks. Another great way of making money as an artist is sites like Freelancer, Upwork, Fiverr. These are controversial sites to use in the creative community, as it is a race to the lowest price, but it's a great place to start and get a feel for doing commissions for other people. The thing to imagine with all of these things is we only have 24 hours in a day. We can't just do one thing. We can't just do commissions or just sell an original at a time. We have to think of ways of making multiple streams of income. And that's the best way to look at this video, is you've got different areas that you can put your artwork into use without it's going to take some time to get it up and running, but it's a snowballing effect. It's going to build up over time, and a couple of months, years of work of building this up, you're going to look back and see all the work that you've done working for you. So it's going to be hard to start out because you're going to be doing a lot of things and not getting a lot of reward back. But I promise you, if you keep at it, it'll be worth your time, and you'll have more free time to create more of what you want. We all have busy lives. You might be a full-time student, you might be a parent. Everyone has a lot going on, so it's really important to utilize our time, work at certain things that buys us time in the future. Another important thing to note is it's going to work out differently for everyone. There's no straight same path for becoming a full-time artist or making money as an artist. It's going to be different for everyone, and just go with the flow with that. Try different things, see what works out, see what doesn't work out, and you will find your own path. The important thing is just to keep trying different things and keep moving forward. My point is, there's many different routes to making money from art. Don't narrow your mind into thinking of a certain way, or this is how this person has done it, so I need to do it like that. You can take different things from this video and combine it into your own style and your own way of doing things. There is no one way of doing things. I know I've just thrown a boatload of stuff at you, and I hope you don't find it overwhelming, but take little things from this video, do some research into some of the things I've said, and start experimenting and start seeing what works for you. And don't forget, it's going to take some time. Things don't happen overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.